up, YouTube? Topaz Yates back for another mixtape review, and this one is to that Lil Uzi Vert, The Perfect Love tape, man. And you know, after listening to this, I kind of understand why the youth is kind of propping him up and why everybody wants to support him and everything like that, man. Because if you just listen to him through his XXL freshman cypher and freestyles and all of that, I do not blame you for thinking he's 100% garbage and there's no reason for him to be any kind of successful. But you gotta understand that that isn't his strength, you feel me? Like being on freestyles, being on cyphers, stuff that actual lyricists and stuff have to do in order to show their worth, that's not what he does. See, what Lil Uzi Vert does is ultimately what all these other commercial acts do, man, is pretty much take that whole Migos style flow and such and then make some energy type songs that the commercial industry is going to promote. And there's so many fans out here that don't have an ear for music, that really only listen to whatever's being promoted to them and what people are saying are good, man, instead of actually listening and finding their own unique talents and stuff, man. They end up just saying, you know what, that's the popular guy, so I'ma rock with him so I can fit in with the in crowd. And you know, based off that whole XXL freshman class, man, I was coming into this expecting this to be one of the worst projects of the year, man, but it wasn't that. But yet I'm not rocking with any song on here. Honestly, all the songs kind of blending together. It becomes background music, man. He's ultimately talking about the same thing on pretty much all of these tracks. So therefore, it's not much to talk about except for on a select few joints. Like take that Money Mitch, where he's ultimately just talking about all of these women that he's having sex with and all this money that he's making and all that, man. But then he does touch on something that very few rappers actually touch on too, which is him getting extorted by some chick and such, man, in which these photos that she must have of him must be pretty bad if he's saying that he's going to pay the $15,000 that she's asking for. And that's the thing that a lot of dudes gotta understand. All of these super beautiful women and everything, they seem like they just cool groupies and all of that, man. Nah, a lot of them got angles in which they trying to come up off of you, bruh. And he did maybe the dumbest thing in saying that he's going to pay this to the world and such, because now everybody knows that you gonna be open to get extorted, so all of these other people are gonna try to extort you at the same time. That Erasure Social, where he's ultimately talking about all of these chicks that he's having sex with and all of that stuff again. But he does touch on something interesting as well, where he's ultimately saying he's not all for Snapchat because he feels as though it invades the privacy too much, and I feel him 100% on that. Like, you gotta understand, with social media, man, it's like people are policing themselves and such, man. Like, if you want to know who was at a certain place and what actually happened, all police gotta do is just go through Snapchats and stuff, man. And the fact that Lil Uzi Vert got a buzz and everything without using Snapchat, it kind of shows you that you don't have to just jump from whatever social media craze to the next social media craze. I mean, it's nice to do that, to figure out a plan and such so you can use these particular mediums in order to build yourself up. But if you don't have a particular plan for any of that and you're just using it just to use it, man, it kind of becomes counterproductive, you feel me? Like when you use social media, man, it all has to have a strategic point to it, or you're really wasting your time by doing it. And I guess we should talk about that 7 million featuring Future, because that production may have been the only like somewhat different track on here. Well, ultimately they're just talking about flexing and such, man, all the same topics all the way through, man. Definitely one project I recommend you to go ahead and skip past. I give this joint a 3 out of 10. But this concludes today's review, and now we're gonna jump into a brief instrumental from underground producers Rap Strong before we jump into the news, and then jump into an article from downloadpads.com. So did you guys hear about the SWAT team running up on Young Thug and such, man, in Pittsburgh of all places? So what happened is somebody called the police on Young Thug saying that he got weapons. So the SWAT team came out with the guns drawn and ran up on him. And I can all but guarantee you they'd never do that to somebody, say like Kenny Chesney or somebody like that. And in the end of the day, all of the people that was involved with Young Thug on that tour and everything, they were licensed to carry firearms. It all could have just took a phone call, but instead in comes the whole SWAT team. And you can't ignore these messages that these white supremacists are sending us, man. It does not matter if you're a popular artist or if you got money, like say Dr. Dre when they ran up on him and put him in handcuffs for somebody calling the police on him. They're going to take these random white people's word for it that you got an illegal gun, and they're going to come for you. This is how white supremacy works. And speak of white supremacy, man, on to today's article, which is the lose-lose election, man, because obviously now that we're down to Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump and such, man, as black people, we don't win no matter who wins this election, bruh. Like, I didn't watch the Democratic National Convention, but I seen a lot of the news and everything that came out of it, and we see so many black people up there and stuff, man. Like, why is you even there? I mean, they got the mothers of all the black victims coming out to say stuff, man, but none of these people who can enact policy came out and said anything about we're gonna help protect black people because they keep on getting murdered out here. Didn't hear none of that. Hillary Clinton is notorious for her super predator laws against us people and all of the things that she did in other black countries and such, man. So why are you voting for this person? I mean, in the end, you gotta look at it strategically. If Donald Trump wins because black people did not vote for Hillary, then what's going to happen in 4 years? These Democrats are actually going to tell us, we going to give you this if you come and vote for us. Don't get pimped by these people because they trying to peddle fear to you, like, if you don't vote, then Donald Trump's going to win and everything's going to be bad. We're already enslaved by the prison system. We're already at war and stuff, like all these wars that never come to an end. We already getting murdered in the streets in cold blood and nobody's going to jail for it. So how much worse could it possibly be? I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there, and you can go to downloadpass.com, that's down there, to read today's article.